What if I told you I tried promoting the song with $0, no ads, no playlist budgets, no influencers, no paid promotion, nothing, just strategy? And the result I got is something that most artists desperately need to get, because a lot of artists think the reason why they are not growing is money. But after the result I got from this experiment, I don't think that is true anymore. Can you hear? My name is Fanboy Producer. I help artists go through strategy and not random promotion. And recently, I decided to try something. What if I had zero budget? How am I going to get attention for a song? Because the truth is, a lot of independent artists are not working with huge budget. So I decided to approach this like a real challenge. Now, here's one big mistake a lot of independent artists make. They think release before promotion. No. Before release, you actually have to have a strategy for promotion on ground, and you should even start promoting before your release. So you need to have the strategy before ground. In fact, you actually should know that there are 3 phases to promoting the music. 1 is before the release, 2 is during the release, and 3 is long after the release. So you have to follow those 3 phases if you really want to get the best success in your music. So that is one mistake I knew first of all, and I was able to tackle that. So number 2, I focused on attention, not streams. Attention. I focused on attention, not streams, not Spotify, not random links. I focused on attention, because attention is what results to streams, because streams are a result of attention. So first of all, I built curiosity. I started with snippets, storytelling, short form content, conversation around the song. So I did everything to create curiosity and build momentum even before the song was released. So because my goal was not to force streams, my goal at this point was just to get people curious enough about the song. Now, step 2, I focused on consistency, consistent content. So I focused heavily on consistency. So instead of treating the song like a single post, I treated it like a campaign. Now, what do I mean by campaign? Now, let's take, for example, when they want to do an election for maybe House of Rep or maybe presidency, you see the way those participants or those contestants or whatnot, what do you call them? You see the way they run their campaigns. They start running campaigns a year before the election day. You understand? And during the election time, you will see the way they are doing everything. You're seeing them on TV, they're talking about them and stuff. So that is the same way I treat my releases. I don't just treat it like a single day release or a random post or anything. I treat it like a campaign, because I'm out to get the most attention for that release. And eventually something happened. People started recognizing the song and familiarity started building. But here's the lesson that surprises me the most. This was the real discovery, and I find out that attention beats budget, because most artists think if I have more money I'll get more streams. Well, yeah, that's true, but money amplifies attention. Money amplifies attention. It doesn't create it. If nobody recognizes your song, or if nobody cares about your song, money is a way to get people to ignore you faster. So it's not just about money. It is about getting attention first. Money amplifies the attention. So the artist who grows the fastest are the ones that understand that attention first, then amplification with money and promotion later. Now, if you're an artist, here's something that you should do instead. And here's something that if you do, to start giving you the best results in your promotional efforts. If I was an artist starting from scratch, here's what I would focus on. Number 1 is build anticipation before release. I will not just drop my song randomly ever again, okay? I'll make sure I build anticipation, a lot of anticipation before release. I'm going to make sure I do everything to make people curious. They should be like, what am I up to? What am I dropping? Man, this song is going to be a banger. This song is going to be... I'll make sure I create that curiosity and attention down before I release my song ever again. Number 2, I'm going to create content. You just have to create content. I'm going to create content, a lot of content around the song to make sure that people are actually interested. Not just any other content or content that are not strategic. No, I'm going to create content that are strategic around the song that is going to create the right hype that I need for that song before the song is out, when the song is out, and after the song is out. I'm going to create the right content using different angles to make sure it is fresh in people's mind and they care enough to always go and listen. To always listen, not even once, but to keep on listening to it over and over again. Number 3, I'm going to stay consistent long enough for familiarity to build. Now, the problem with majority of artists is if they are consistent for some time, they are not getting the results they want immediately. So what they do is they get discouraged and somehow they start procrastinating. Oh, I won't post today, maybe I'll post tomorrow. I'll post tomorrow. Before you know it, that's how they spend a lot of time without actually posting content, without being consistent. And had it been, majority of them could just like push through it and be consistent enough, familiarity would have built with their audience. But they don't do it because they quit before familiarity builds. So what I will do if I'm an artist just starting out, I'll make sure that I stay consistent long enough, no matter how long it takes, for that familiarity to build, because that's the secret to actually creating a fan base that actually care about your music, care about your personality, your brand, you being an artist and everything about you. That is the way familiarity is built, and that is the way a fan base is built. Number 4 is I'll build identity, give people something to remember about me. Now, a lot of artists do this a lot. Okay, I've seen an artist, there's one popular artist, when he was just starting out, he always carried this doll that looks scary. And if you see that thing, immediately it draws attention, it pulls your attention. He took it as part of his identity. Sometimes he will tell a story around the doll, which are fictional, okay, just to create attention, create a connection with his audience. He did that long enough for like about 1 year, just to build identity, catch people's attention. Like, people want to give people something to care about you for. So that's what it is. So I will build an identity by just having one thing that is not common. I'll just, like another artist, again, some artists is based on the way they style themselves. You can see some artists, they just put rings, earrings on their faces. Like, they just do something that actually you can build an identity around that's going to draw people's attention to you. So you might have any idea for yourself, but just look for that one thing that you can do that is not common and just build identity around it. It's going to carry a lot of people to follow you a lot. So number 5, think in campaigns and not single posts. So when you are releasing your music, don't just think about it as a single post and expect people to magically go and listen. No, think of it like a campaign. All right, so a campaign is you are going to focus on getting people to care about the song for a very, very long time by doing everything you know that you can do, using social media, post content. Just think of it like a campaign. You're trying to get people to act a certain way you want them to act. So it's definitely going to take time. So don't just think about it as a random release day where you just post and you disappear. No, think about it like a campaign whereby you are focused. Even your friends, guide your friends, motivate them. They should be motivated as well as you are to take your promotion for your song seriously for a long period of time, so that you can be able to build momentum and get people to actually care about the song. And honestly, this is where a lot of artists separate themselves from growth. The truth is, money can help, ads can help, playlisting can help, but none of those things can replace strategy, because it is strategy that actually creates momentum. And momentum is what creates growth. That is why some artists who have little budgets outperform other artists that spend heavily in their music. They understand the game differently. If you want the full system behind everything I just talked about in this video, I created the 100k streams artist blueprint, which breaks down music promotion, content strategy, audience growth, branding, release systems, and how to actually build and create momentum as an independent artist, most importantly. Link is in the description. And if you like everything I talked about so far, you can give this video a thumbs up, like, comment your thoughts, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's win.